Hi, are we live? Let's see. Yes, we are live. Okay, hi, Crypto F here. It's been a while since I recorded my last video. First, I want to say this video is not financial advice, it is just my opinion on cryptocurrencies. Um, okay, recent market situation. Well, this is a chart of Bitcoin, 4-hour chart. Um, we have been in a nice rally since since December 15th, when we reached bottom, at least a short-term bottom at around 3100, and then we have had a nice rally up, and it was refused a little bit, rejected, and then another rally up, and it looked really good when we were up here. I was very confident that we will continue toward 5,000, but then this happened, these two massive candles, um, and it was really ugly. So if it looked very nice up here, it looked very bad down here, and even more bad it looked down here. But then miraculous recovery here, and now we are here. So what does all this mean? Let me switch to Ethereum chart, where story is pretty much the same. So I will talk about Ethereum's chart, but it is the same for Bitcoin because it is just following one another. I like Ethereum more, and I'm more confident to talk about Ethereum, but it is pretty much the same. So it looked really good up here at around 160, and then this massive drop happened, and it looked very weak here. After this drop, it looked extremely weak. So I believe most of the people were afraid that that's it, game over. Then this rescue candle up here, it looked a little bit better, and then another candle down. So when we were up here, I believe some people get some hope that it is not yet game over, but this drop down for most of the people, I believe, is a sign that it is game over. But for me, it is on the contrary. I believe Ethereum here now at the moment, I believe it is stronger than I believed when we were here. Well, I will tell you why. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Well, because with this drop, what you would expect is the price to continue dropping further, that the people will start giving up and we will just go down. But look at what happened. Price dropped down to 117 and then pulled back up. So we have a nice long shadow at the bottom of this sell-off candle. So price of 117 was rejected all the way up to 120. Then we consolidate for a few hours, and now we are going up. So what does this mean? Well, it means that somebody had the interest to drive the price lower from these levels to cause panic and selling, and he pushed the price down, but instead of panic and further selling, buyers stepped in and rejected the selling. So price pulled up and is now on the way up. So this means that at the moment we have good buying pressure. And I believe that from here that we will go higher. Where to? I don't know, but I will tell you what I expect. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see a bigger picture. This is too much. Okay, like this. So short term, let's do this. So short term bottom was down here at around 80, 82, $85. From here, we went up very fast, all the way up to let's say 160. Because it's easier to talk about 160. And then 160 was rejected. Well, I believe it was rejected because this increase in price was too fast. Not because 160 is too high, but because increase in price was too fast. In fact, if you say from here is December 15th to this December 24th. So in fact, in 9 days, we went from 81 to 160 times 2. Yeah. Okay, so the price was rejected and fell down to 112. And from 112, we went up again to 160. This time 160 was not that majorly rejected like here. As you can see, big candle up, another big candle up, but rejected very fast because we only have a shadow to 160, and then price dropped bam 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 in few days down to 112. This time we went up to 160, but we consolidated at these levels from 160 to 150. We consolidated for few days. And then another, well, I believe this is a manipulation, somebody's interest to drive price down. So a sign of weakness, and down we go. But again, we find strong support at around $112, like last time. So what I believe now is that we might go slowly up, and of course a bit down and consolidation. So let's do like this. And then if we come to 160 again, I don't expect to be rejected at 160 again. I believe this time, this is the third time we test 160. If, of course, if we come here, this third time we will consolidate a bit and then shoot straight through it. And by shoot through it, I'm not talking about from 160 to 170. More, I believe, to 190. So is this really going to happen? Well, I don't know, but this is what I expect. If we come to 160 again, so let's say somewhere here, if we come to 160 again, I don't expect to be rejected again, because we are testing it now for the third time. And the first time it was heavily rejected. The second time it was not rejected that much. I believe it was rejected here just because of manipulation. When you see a candle like this, a massive candle, just one candle down, I don't think this is just ordinary people selling. I believe this is someone with huge amounts who wants to drive price lower, who wants to create panic just for the sake to create opportunity to buy at lower prices. So the third time, I believe we will not be rejected at all. But of course, don't get overwhelmed even if we shoot through 160 to 190. I don't expect we will overcome 200, or even if we do, I don't expect us to stay above or 200 for a long time. I still believe that we will at least retest these $82 levels previous low somewhere oh, where is it? Sorry, let's do this somewhere like this, somewhere here. So by the middle or even by the October, November of 2019, I expect us to at least retest. And once we retest this low, it will be very important. If we manage, well, if we break through this low, and now I switch to Bitcoin's chart, Bitcoin's weekly chart. Okay, let's give us 200 weekly moving average. Well, this 200 weekly moving average is extremely important, and it held price very nicely at this low. But by the next time when we come down to 200 weekly moving average, I believe it is possible it will help price again. But if we shoot through it and close below it, then I'm afraid we might go much lower. But by much lower, I am talking about below 2000. And with Ethereum, probably 50 or even lower dollars. So this is important level, 200 weekly moving average. And another important level is 50 month moving average. 50 month, 200, we can close. 50 month moving average, which is pretty much the same like 200 weekly moving average at the moment. So this is we can talk about a cluster of two important moving averages, and yeah, it is possible that they will hold, because a correction from 20,000 down to 3,000 is big enough, but there is no guarantee. But what I can see, if we close below those moving averages, so this would mean for Bitcoin, for example, close below 3,000. I can see us going very much lower, even 1,300 of ton ways is possible, definitely. Okay, that's it for today. Bitcoin Cash. Let's look at Bitcoin Cash a little bit more. Bitcoin Cash. Well, like I said, let's turn off moving average. Oh, sorry. Bitcoin Cash, like I said, after this huge increase, I told you, I hope you sold somewhere in 200 region. Well, you had one chance up here, and then another chance up here. After that, well, the increase in price in such short time was just too high. It is not that Bitcoin Cash is not worth $200. It's just when you go from 70 to 240 in such a short time, well, of course, people will start selling. Of course, this will create selling pressure and not so much buying pressure because price have already increased by 3 times in a few days. So if you sold in 200 region, well, that now you can be happy. The question is it time to buy? Well, I don't know. It is possible that from here we might go up a little bit more and then later come down. Who knows? In a more medium term, I can see Bitcoin Cash below 100 again. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it will help you with your trading. That's it. Don't expect 2019 to be an explosive year. I believe it will be a bit up, a bit down. The only direction that it can be explosive is to the downside. I believe it can become explosive to the downside if it closes below 200 weekly moving average. Um, but otherwise, we will just stay in this region with Bitcoin, I believe, below 6K. Like I said, Bitcoin above 6K and a bit of consolidation above 6K is for me a sign of a sign of um, a sign actually that bear market is over. But until we close below 6K, I still believe we are in a bear market. Okay, bye. See you.